So in this segment, we're going to be talking about the Sue Gray report, some of the kind of stories and leaks around it. I guess not they aren't major leaks, but yeah, just some of the minor stuff around it, how the media keep teasing it, and this I think this story from ITV, which I don't believe is true, which is ITV News reporting that Johnson may be as few as 8 letters away from a leadership challenge. And the thing is, right, the only person who knows how many votes of no confidence there are is Sir Graham Brady, and Sir Graham Brady is very tight-lipped on this stuff. I wouldn't be surprised. No, actually, I'm not going to say it just in case. I'm not going to question his integrity, but he's the only one that says if there's enough or not. So them being 8 letters away, there's no way for them to know it unless Graham Brady leaked it, because apparently he wouldn't even tell his wife the last time this happened. So this is kind of frustrating, to be honest, because they're teasing this, and these people retweet this for likes without any context of what I just gave you. There's some sort of story in the Times which we'll go through as well, but apparently the Sue Gray report, it won't even come out to the end of May at the earliest, and that's given to Johnson, I think, for the most part. So it might never come out to July, really, or June, July. So Sue Gray expects to complete her report into the COVID law-breaking parties across Westminster at the end of May at the earliest, The Guardian has been told. Sources said that the senior civil servant, who for months has been forced to sit on her findings about legal gatherings while Scotland Yard carries out its own inquiry, believes the police investigation could drag on for several more weeks, and so she has to wait so she doesn't prejudice the police investigation or something like that, which is ridiculous. Also the fact that the police had to be forced essentially into investigating the Tories over this, which is just, again, is comical. It may then take Gray a further fortnight for her to compile her report, meaning that it's possible the final version will not be delivered to number 10 for at least another month, so end of May, and then number 10 can sit on it for a while and stuff like that before they have to release it. Think of the Russia report. One insider said they believe Gray was working towards the end of May as the most likely timetable for completing her report. Another admitted it was wishful thinking that Gray's report would be published before the end of next month. While Gray was muted in her criticism of specific senior government figures in her update she published in February, she's expected to be far more critical of specific individuals, including Johnson, in her report. I've read a story that Johnson was apparently at the ABBA party, but only to conduct a job interview, which is hilarious. But, he admits he was there, that's the main thing. And so whatever reason he gives, I don't think people will believe it. A separate source said Gray was likely to be deeply critical of how particular individuals ran number 10 and how that contribute to rule breaking, but no doubt Boris Johnson will claim that, they're all gone now, so it's fine. Number 10 has committed to publishing the full version of the Gray report. It's not going to happen. Remember he said he was going to publish the full Russia report as well. The Met has said it would not issue any further updates from its Operation Hillman, a squad which is investigating Partygate until after the May local elections, even though I've never heard of the Met Police ever doing this in the past, allowing an election to progress without, charging people in a criminal investigation. Ridiculous. Some of those who attended the gatherings in Downing Street have still not received questionnaires from Scotland Yard quizzing them on their attendance. So again, they haven't received their questionnaires, which they can go over with their lawyers and other people, which they're not meant to, but they can. It's just, what other crime can you commit and be sent a questionnaire, honestly? Of the 8 events under investigation by the Met, fines have said to be handed out for 4 so far. We know Boris Johnson's got 1 of those, so we'll have to see what else can happen. A cabinet office leaving party in June 2020. The party held the night before Prince Philip's funeral in number 10, so that's 2. A bring your own booze gathering in Downing Street Garden, and a birthday gathering for Johnson, which he was fined for. Tory MPs are braced for Johnson to receive a second fine, with some preparing for to wait for that moment until they submit their letters of no confidence. Wait to be a bunch of followers, guys. And are also considering a potential poor Conservative performance at the local elections to be another trigger point for a letter of no confidence. So what you can see here is that it's likely the Gray report will come out in a couple of months, but again, by the time the next election rolls around, it won't be that significant, I think. Some people, some Tory voters will remember what's happened, but will they change votes? I don't know. So this is another story I want to talk about quickly, which is Sue Gray report is so damning that Boris Johnson will have to quit. So this is from Stephen Swinford of the Times, Sunday Times, and what we can gather here is, this person spoke to, officials and whatever, civil servants, and, somehow he got the lowdown on how bad this is, but does anyone really think this is going to get rid of Boris Johnson? The guy's Teflon. A Whitehall report into lockdown-breaking parties in Downing Street is so damning that senior officials believe it could leave Boris Johnson with no choice but to resign as Prime Minister. The Times has been told. I don't believe it. The report by Sue Gray, a senior civil servant, is understood to be highly critical of Johnson, both attending some of the events and the culture around Number 10 under his leadership. So essentially saying you shouldn't have been at the parties, but you fostered a culture of a bunch of party animals who just got wasted after work or maybe even during work. Who knows? Sue Gray's report is excoriating. I don't know how to pronounce that word. It will make things incredibly difficult for the Prime Minister, the official said. There's an immense amount of pressure on her. She has to investigate her boss, really. Someone who could get rid of her, I think. It's just ridiculous. Her report could be enough to end him. No official has been in a position like this before. They talk about unelected bureaucrats and making decisions, Here's an unelected bureaucrat, potentially he's going to have not a large say over the Prime Minister's role, but could damn him to a resignation. Johnson attended at least 6 of the 12 events Downing Street is investigating, so half. He's already been fined for 1, so there's 5 left potentially. Police have started issuing fines for the second event attended by Johnson, the Bring Your Own Booze thing, but Johnson hasn't received a questionnaire as far as I know of. Johnson went with his then fiancée Carrie Symonds and more than 50 Downing Street staff for the Bring Your Own Booze thing. The Prime Minister has said he believed it was a work event and had attended only briefly. I mean, how many work events do you have alcohol in? Honestly, it's ridiculous. Johnson has insisted he will not quit and suggested that the issue does not matter to voters. I think it does matter to voters because when you guys were partying up, people had to say goodbye to their loved ones without being able to see them. So I think it absolutely is a matter for the voters, especially when you came up with the rules and you broke them. Starmer, the Labour leader, said he would keep pressuring for the Prime Minister to resign over the parties, adding that even Tory MPs were sick of defending the indefensible, especially with their stupid reasonings and talking points they're given. Mogg, the Brexit Opportunities Minister, described the Prime Minister as a great man and insisted that the public still supported him. He goes, I don't think they're losing faith in him. Clearly he's not looked at the opinion polls. The socialists don't like him. Of course they don't. That's their job. Well, I guess the majority of the public must be socialist then, because clearly they're not fans of Boris Johnson. But we're going to cover this one. This another one of the Abba Party stuff in a separate video. So subscribe for that one. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Do you think the Sue Gray report will ever be published? Do you think the Sue Gray report will actually be the end of him? Support the channel on Patreon if you can, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.